I'm James Everhart, pro staffer with Pro Worms.
Hi, I'm Pro Worms pro staffer Mike Sanders.
It has been hot, and I don't mean the fishing. I mean the temperature. It's been over 100 degrees around here lately. Been in the 90s for most of the last 3 weeks. But you know what? The fish are starting to ball up. It's starting to transition into fall now. We're only going to be in the 80s today. We should have some good drop shot bite going on, chasing shad. So I brought Mike Sanders out here. Mike, why don't you come on in here and let's talk about what we're going to do a little bit today. We've got the fish kind of moving up and eating shad. So we're going to stay with some of our Pro Worms, some of the new colors we have in our purple shad and what's some of the other ones that you like to throw out here?
Rainbow shad is another good color. It's another good color that Sandy came out with, and also violet shad. I really like that color, and also the old standby 300 SM. What's that color?
Pro Gold.
The Pro Gold.
Yeah, our Pro Gold colors. All good colors. We're going to show you a little bit about how to break this lake down in the middle of summer still. We're towards the end of summer, I guess. And, you know, hopefully we can just get you onto some fish, show you guys what to do, show you some of the tactics that we use. We'll run back up to Glory Hole Sports a little later today, show you a little bit about what the product is and where you can buy it at. All right, well, Mike, let's get out on the water. Let's get this thing done. All right.
All right, guys. You see, we just pulled up to our first spot here. It's a Main Lake Point. It's got a lot of structure, a lot of wood, a lot of rock, and it's got a mixture of the two best things that we want right now: wood and rock. Also, behind us there is a pocket, and this Main Lake Point, these fish can stage right here, and if need be, they can push this shad right back into that pocket. So this is a good staging spot for these fish to be. I'm just casting out, blind casting on the point right now. And as I'm doing that, I'm also make sure you always keep an eye on your graph. I just saw some fish working down there on the bottom. I just dropped down straight on them. Hopefully we can get them to commit. I mean, you cast out there and work your point, work your worm back, but you need to always look, because a lot of times fish are right below you, and you need, to take advantage of that situation. Just drop straight down on them and shake it right in front of their face. Sometimes they want to eat it, sometimes they don't. Alright, we fished this point for about 10 minutes or so, and it's time to hit another point. Keep on moving until we find some fish that are cooperating with us. Got our first fish, second spot that we just pulled up on. Again, Main Lake Point, drop shotting, casted right up there next to this big rock. Not a big fish, but you know, hey, we'll go about a pound, 1 pound. Caught him on the Pro Gold Leech 4-inch worm purple shad. Drop shotting. About probably 10 foot of water. Alright, we just pulled up to this next spot. What we got here is a long tapering point. Tapers right out here into the main lake. Also, is again next to a creek channel. That's what we're targeting. This bait next to the creek channel. So, I mean, it's a standard point. And these fish are holding on these points right now. Alright, so far we've hit about 3 or 4 points. We haven't had much success. We're going to run up the river, fish some steeper banks. Couldn't pass up this opportunity right here, fish these bridge pilings right here. A lot of times these fish like to suspend around these bridge pilings. They're just out here in open water and they're using the shade of these bridge pilings to ambush bait. So we're going to give it a try and see if we can't catch a few. Alright, right now, I'm counting my bait down. My first cast, I'll cast it out there, and I'll count it down about 5 seconds. And if I don't get a bite on 5 seconds, then I'll count it down 10 seconds. And then if I don't get a bite at 10 seconds, I'll count it down 15. Once I find what depth or how many seconds it took, that's what the, like if I get a count down of 10 seconds and I get a bite at 10 seconds, then I know these fish are holding about, this is a 3/16 ounce weight, so that's about probably 15 feet, about 10 seconds. I just got a bite just a couple seconds ago, so now it's at 10 seconds, so I'm gonna try to go with that.
Now, do you find just shaking that thing, or are you wanting to dead stick it at all? What's your most productive way of catching these fish?
You know, I find that, you know, I play around with it. I shake it. Sometimes I'll just let it sit there. I let the fish kind of tell me what actually I want. But most of the time I'm shaking it just to get their attention. And they might be deeper than my bait, so I'm going to try to get them to come up and to get their attention to come up and get it. Alright. Finally, I dropped it down there about a 20-second count, and I caught a trout. Lowworms also can catch a trout. Feels pretty good. Pounder, pound and a quarter maybe, spotty. Look that, look what's in his mouth. Pro worm, purple shad. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. All right, we were fishing that bridge piling over there, and decided to come over to this one. And you know, one thing about bridge pilings is once you're fishing one, you hit them all, because one might not have any of them, and you go to the next one, there might be 25 fish on. Oh, yeah, shoot, we got one on. Pro worms. Oh God, dude, you almost lost your rod on that one. Ah, little baby. What were you using?
That was that Pro Worms Pro Gold Red Flake in the paddle tail.
Oh, cool.
Cool, little largemouth.
I hope they get bigger.
Yeah, let him go. He will.
All right, another one. Well, they ain't gonna win a tournament for us, but I'll tell you what, it sure is fun catching them. And again, Pro Worms, Purple Shad Leech.
How far down you think you are with these?
About 15 feet. Oh, there's one. That was pretty good, dude.
There's that 4-pounder we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Bridge pilings, man, they seem to be holding them today.
Yeah.
You know, down deep. Must be a lot of bait fish down there, and oh, look at all the bait. He's coughing up a bunch of bait fish. It's a nice spot.
Yeah.
5-6 pounder easy? Oh, maybe not.
Maybe 4.5.
All right. Well, we might be stretching it a little,
Yeah,
but
just a little bit.
we're just saying, you know what? Pro Worms catch
Pro Worms
fish.
catches fish. If you guys want to catch fish, come out here in Maloney's, grab you a bag of Pro Worms, Glory Hole Sports, and this is what you're going to catch. Catch them bigger, though, too, I'm telling you. They catch bigger fish.
So here's about the size of the fish that they're eating, and here's our worm. Good colors, nice, decent match. A little less silvery, a little more silvery in the fish, but pretty close. Obviously, this is a little smaller bait fish, but there's some bigger ones in here, and so that's the match.
By these trees. Ah, it's a little spot.
All right, so what happened there? We were on those rock walls. We were moving around. What'd you find out here?
I found out here we were coming by these vertical trees right here, and decided to fish. We were catching fish suspended on the bridge piling, so we decided, well, we'll try to fish some of these trees and catch some of these fish that might be stayed on these trees suspended. And earlier I hooked in a real nice one in the blue. So we hooked up again earlier over there, got a couple bites, and just caught a small one right here. So hopefully we can pattern some of these trees and catch some nice ones.
And we're finding them in what? 15 feet of water?
15, 20 foot.
Okay. And just shaking that drop shot.
Drop it down, count it down just like you do, you know, about 10 seconds, and then just shake it. We're fishing, I don't know, these trees are probably in about 50 foot of water. So we're just dropping it down, letting it sink about 15, 20 feet, and just shaking the worm next to the trees.
Sounds good.
Alright, let's catch another one. Oh my gosh. Caught a nice, decent one out of that tree over there. Alright, today we caught some fish today. Mainly our technique today was drop shotting. We didn't catch very many big ones, but here's a few of the smaller ones we caught today. It was fun day. Probably caught about 15, 20 fish today. Nothing big, but you know, some days are like that. Some days you come out here and they'll all be 3-4 pounders, but today we had pound and a half fish today.
All right, hey guys, we're here. We just got off the water at New Melones. We're coming in to the Glory Hole Sports. We're going to sit out a little bit. We had some lunch, had some cold beverages, picked up whatever tackle we needed to replace from today, and now we're going to sit down and tell you guys a little bit about what we did, some of the baits we used, how they kind of worked, and Don Newton here, another pro staffer, he's going to be joining us along with Mike Sanders and myself, and we're just going to kind of go over what we had. Mike, what was your number one bait today?
I'd say today, for sure, was this leech, 4-inch leech right here in the purple shad. This bait killed him today. I mean, I don't even know how many fish we caught today. Everything was drop shotting, probably about 15, 20 feet of water. We started out fishing points, and that wasn't very productive. Then we ended up finding some fish on the bridge pilings, and they were suspended about 20 foot of water. And Ed ended up telling us, hey, let's pull over here. He had a spot that had some trees on there, and we ended up finding fish suspended in the trees, and then we ran that pattern pretty much all day. Fishing was tough, but once you found some of the trees they were just stacked with fish. And, we just drop shotted them, and I think Ed was using you were using the rainbow shad.
I was using this shaken worm style rainbow shad. I used the 3-inch paddle tail this is Pro Gold Red Flake, and then again I used the same thing. I went right back and used that purple shad with purple shad in the 4-inch leech. And we tried the 6-inch baits today. They really didn't hold up, but most of our bait came on the smaller stuff. We caught smaller fish, but I think any of the fish that we would have caught would have been real finicky. Don, what's your favorite worms? I mean, are these smaller ones yours, or do you like the 6-inch? Or?
Well, my favorite worms are the leech, and I've been throwing for a lot of years, and they really work well. And sometimes I go to the 4, the 5, and the 6. I like certain colors, and 261S Light is my favorite color, and I throw that in the shad pattern. I'll throw the 224, kind of a crawdad color, and I'll throw it in the 5 and 6-inch, the crawdad color. And it works really well. But I kind of like to stay with the smaller finesse type baits, and that's been my success. I didn't fish the lake today. I just came up here, and this is what they used, and I haven't fished New Melones for quite some time. So I haven't had a chance to really try all these different colors on the lake myself personally.
Now, do you do a lot of drop shotting, or you do a lot more? What's your technique when you're using these worms? What's your favorite technique?
My favorite technique used to be split shotting, which a lot of people got away from, and they weren't doing it, and I was doing well. And then when the drop shot came out, I didn't have a lot of success at it first, so I figured out how to do it. And once I learned how to do it, got the right colors, you know, the right conditions of the water, I got successful at it, and I do it. And it's one of my favorite ways to fish right now is the drop shot.
Okay, that's good. You know, I think today was just a day that we probably had 25, 30 fish. Nothing over 2 pounds. I think our biggest one was right almost at 2 pounds. You have bad days, you have good days, you have days that, you know, yeah, it's August, it's the end of summer, it's going to be tough out there. We all kind of expect it. So to go out and have 25 or 30 fish in a day, to me, I mean, it's a successful day. You know, guys, I don't know what you think, but I got to at some point take that and say, you know what, at least we had fun, we caught some fish, we weren't in a tournament, so we weren't looking to get the biggest bag in the world, but we learned a technique that if 2.5, 3 pound, 4 pound fish move up in those same areas, we're doing well. These baits will catch those same fish, they just need to, the bass need to be a bigger size to move up onto that same areas. So I think we had a nice little pattern today, and this should be a great way if anybody out there is looking to come up to New Melones, you know, check out Glory Hole Sports, come on in. We've got our product in here now. Pro Worms is in there, and we really want to start pushing this product and getting our more space, so you guys have the best product on the market to try. And, you know, come on in, and they've got, you know, everything you need in Glory Hole. So, Mike, thanks for having a great day out there. Dawn, thanks for stopping by and giving us a little insight on your stuff, and we'll see you guys in the next video.